Hi guys and welcome back to Football Manager 2017 as Real Madrid. We are starting Season 3, if the screen would not be black for me. There we go, thank you. We are starting off in the Spanish Super Cup against our fierce rivals Atletico Madrid. We're away from home. But before we get to that, some transfer stuff to go through. So let's have a little look at who we've brought in. So Xabi Alonso has returned to the club on a free. We are paying him $135,000 a week as a backup. He's a hell of a shooter, obviously. Plus, I'm sentimental, I'm afraid. So yeah, Xabi Alonso comes back. Last year, he put in some decent numbers. Started 8 games, 12 off the bench. He did pretty well for Bayern Munich, and he's still a good player. I like to have him back at the club. We've also got Christian Contreras, who joined us. He's got some potential as a striker. He's on loan currently at Alcorcon, so hopefully he does well for them. We got him for 1.4 million from Rio Vallecano. We also signed Lucas Bosma from Feyenoord. Was it Feyenoord? Yep, Feyenoord for 1.5 million. He's got some pace about him. He can cross the ball, decent first touch, very raw, a bit of a project, if you will, as a winger. But if he comes onto his game, he can do pretty well himself. Dutch winger. We have also signed Hugo Lloris from Spurs for £40 million. Now, I wanted a goalkeeper. If you can recall from last season, I actually wanted David De Gea. I did have a bid of double this, £80 million, accepted by Real Madrid. By Manchester United. However, David De Gea didn't want to join Real Madrid, which is a little suspect if you ask me, but we didn't even get to talk to him, offer him a contract. So we've brought in Hugo Lloris. We can get a number of years out of him before we hopefully will have our young German goalkeeper ready to start, and more about him in a second. But we've also brought Andrea Rinaldi in from Atalanta. Decent enough looking player. He got good potential. He's on loan at Ferrol just now. It was a relatively low fee, so I figured we'd bring him in and see what we could do with him. And we also paid £30 million for Marco Piacca from Juventus. I like him a lot. I've used him quite a bit in my Juventus games, and I wanted somebody who's more natural off the left to be back up to Ronaldo. Origi was the guy that I was using for it, but excuse me, I think Piacca definitely gives us more of an option there. James Rodriguez can kind of do it as well. James Rodriguez is actually currently transfer listed. Bayer Leverkusen want him. I put the asking price way down to 30 million, which is a hell of a bargain for him. He's world class, but his injuries are just a pain. If we go back to the start of the game, I think all of these injuries listed here actually are all something that's happened to him part of the game. So he's had numerous injuries, and frankly I just got sick of nursing him back to health. But we'll see if he can do well enough this season, or if somebody comes in with a decent bid, then we'll see what happens to James. But he's certainly way down the pecking order with all those injuries. So if we go over to the out column, we see, just going through a couple of these, Martin Odegaard is away to Everton. He's started one game in the Premier League, got a 6.8, which isn't bad. So hopefully he plays quite a bit for Everton and does well. Borja Mayoral to Las Palmas, not really expecting a lot from him. He needs a hell of a season at Las Palmas to even be considered for this team in the future. Lucas Silva's completed his move back to Brazil. Sergio Diaz is away to Mirandes as a striker, I think as a key player. Yeah, as a key player. So hopefully he does well. I've got hopes for this boy. He's quick, he can finish, good first touch. I've got hopes for him. Only 17. Couple of other guys. Ishak is on loan at Las Palmas as well, the left back. He is a first team player down there. Big hopes for him as well. High hopes for him to ultimately come into the left back slot in the future. And the young German goalkeeper Marian Prince is away to Osasuna, who are in La Liga, and he is away there as a key player. So he should be their starting goalkeeper, and he is just quality. He's only 18 years old. He's only turned 18 in February this year, so he should be a quality player for the future. And ultimately, after 3 years or so of Hugo Lloris, we should be looking at bringing in Prince to the first team. But let's turn our attention now to the match day and pick the side. So Hugo Lloris will be the goalkeeper. He actually kind of likes the sweeper keeper role better than Keylor Navas. The right fullback will be Carvajal. It'll be full strength today because we are playing away at Atletico. The defenders will be Varane and Rugani. I'm actually going to switch them around like that. Ramos unfortunately suspended. Jose Gaya will be left back. Deep line playmaker of Toni Kroos. And the roaming playmaker will now be Kovacic. We're going to start him ahead of Modric now. Modric getting on a bit, and Kovacic really needs to kick on and be our starter. Bale on the right, of course. In the middle, Isco. And on the left, I'm going to go with Ronaldo, of course. Now, in terms of this slot here, this is kind of up for grabs. I got a comment on one of the videos last season telling me to play Asensio more, and I certainly might go down that route if Isco doesn't do very well at the start of the season. Asensio did pretty well for me last season, but it's been a slot that nobody's really managed to claim. And in terms of the striker, it is going to be Morata just now. I may purchase another striker before the start of the window. I could net Robert Lewandowski from Bayern Munich, so that's certainly tempting for me to try and bring him in, but we'll see what happens. Morata's done well, Origi's done well. They're both listed as world-class strikers, but I think I might just need that more refined striker, that striker around about that 29-30 age who's just absolutely polished in the prime of his career and has experience winning the damn Champions League, because I don't seem to be able to do that. Got to the final both of the first two seasons and lost without much of a fight, to be honest, especially the most recent one against Man United. We completely crumbled, which was a hell of a disappointment considering we absolutely smashed it last season in the league. So the substitute goalkeeper will be Keylor Navas. Then we will have Danilo. We will have... Where's Vallejo? I don't know why all these players are out of order down here, but Vallejo, and we will have Zika as the left-sided player on the bench. I'm going to bring Xabi Alonso onto the bench. A lot of these players lacking fitness, which I don't like. I've actually just spotted Gaya's not in good condition, so I'm going to put Zika on there. Two more slots left. I'm going to give them to Piaka and Origi for now, I think. Actually, I'm going to take Gaia off. There's no point in him being injured on there, basically. So Asensio can come onto the bench as well. So we're going to go with that. And as we have done in other games against big sides, we're going to attack them aggressively from the off. Seems to do a good job for us when we're away. Oh, they have Diego Costa and Luka Jovic up front. That is interesting. Let's start based off the assistant. We certainly don't want to tight mark Luka Jovic because he's got a hell of a bit of pace on him. Costa, we probably want to close him down. Martin's no tight marking, but close him down, tackle him hard. Pavon, pretty much the same instructions. And I think we're ready to go. Yeah, we'll tell them we're favourites and we want to see what they've got. And as I say, attacking movement, higher tempo, and we'll mix up the passing a little bit here. So here we go. Oops. I actually need to reset this because I had it on only commentary for racing through friendly games. So let's just bring this down a little bit so we can watch and enjoy the action. We're actually going to have some early action, going to encourage them. As Zika throws it to Kovacic, who pings it into the box early. Luka's heading away, Morata flicks it on, but nobody's going to get there. And that's going to count as a chance, apparently. Fair enough. We've done well, though. 4 shots in the early doors. Early going in the game. Rugani in the book though, which doesn't help us a lot. Two-legged affair, obviously, the Spanish Super Cup, so we're not too disappointed if we get away from here with a draw. I fancy taking them back to the Bernabeu and beating them there. Obviously it would be preferable to just beat them here. Only one debut today for Hugo Lloris, of course, but we could see Piaka off the bench. We might re-debut Xabi Alonso as Zika joins Rugani in the book. 45 pretty dull minutes, but you know what, I'm happy enough. I just tell them unlucky boys, you know. Not exactly the most exciting match to start the first episode of Season 3, as Rugani commands the air above Diego Costa. Bale to Kroos and Kovacic, who moves it on. Certainly suits our purpose though. As I say, a draw here is fine. I'd like the away goal actually as well. Oh. As Vajajko throwing it in, Zika heads it away, but Partey will pick it up. He'll probably put it inside to Kranevitter. He can probably hit Costa from here actually. He goes back the way though to Godin, who'll scoop it forward for Costa, nods it down, but Carvajal's on his toes. Gareth Bale now, can he hit it forward? Nope, plays it to Kroos. He goes over the top. Isco with a great touch, charging in, plays it to Morata. That is lovely from Isco. Absolutely delighted. On a day where Isco had to do something to impress me in that role, that is beautiful. Given the amount of players in this game who just take shots when they could easily play a pass like that, I'm absolutely delighted with his decision there. Now we're at 65 minutes. We're going to bring on Asensio. Isco's reward for that beautiful assist is going to be replaced. As Lloris taking a goal kick. It'd be brilliant for Lloris's debut to be a clean sheet away at Atletico. As Gilson hits it forward to Luka Jovic, who plays it to Costa, claiming offside. He's not offside. Puts it out wide. Verjako puts it back in. Varane clears it. Kranevitter though can head it in. Rugani away. Head tennis now. And it's offside against Nico Gaitan. Is that going to be the chance? That is going to be the chance. Header away now. Kroos playing it to Kovacic. Kroos' easy pass, but it goes forward for Asensio. Poor ball as Lemos plays it to Gaitan. In behind Carvajal. And he's got tons of space. And talk about being opened up in the counter-attack. Piaka will come on for Cristiano Ronaldo right now. He prefers a support role, so I'll give that to him. And that is a horrible goal to concede. I mean, just a horrible goal. Giving the ball away, poorly going forward. And then an easy cross into the box. Origi's going to get a couple of minutes here, but basically, the 1-1 is a decent enough result. We're in control of the tie when it comes back to our half of Madrid, as long as we survive this. Yeah, 10 seconds left, we should get out of this. So we'll be in control of the tie when it gets back to our place. Happy with that. It is like 3 days or something like that before it gets back to the home leg, but certainly 1-1 is a good away tie. Yep, I'm relatively pleased with that. I'm not going to be too harsh on them. I'm actually going to tell them I'm happy with what I've seen out there. Yep, certainly a good performance from us. It could be a lot worse, that. Happy with that. So the captain will remain Ramos, obviously, with Ronaldo the vice-captain. We're just going to motor ahead to the second game here. We will be able... Yeah, keep the bonuses normal. Not a fan of giving them high bonuses particularly, so we're certainly going to do that. We're practicing the attacking movement for the second leg. Always like to be positive, of course, in a home leg. So we're going to play the second tie against Atletico just now. And then, let's see, recruitment advice. Yeah, I suppose we'll scout these guys. And, yeah, do our homework on the Coupe de la Ligue. Let's see, who's that? Lorient want Llorente on loan. Yep, that's perfectly fine. So let's play the second game now. Will we play the same team? Do you know, I'm inclined to play the exact same side. I think I will do. Ramos perhaps coming in. Yeah, you know what, I'll bring Ramos in for Rugani and we can go Varane and Ramos at the back. But other than that, I'm going to play exactly the same lineup here. And I'm just going to play absolutely our usual style. So we're going to do the same with this, closing down Jovic, but never tight marking him, never tight marking Gilson or Pavon, but always closing them down and tackling them hard. And closing down Costa. So I'm going to go with that. And yeah, I'll calmly tell him to guard against complacency. That's pretty good. And as I say, our normal controlling mentality with a lower tempo. We're not going to go too aggressively at them just now. And I will tell the lads to concentrate. So I want to make sure we don't give anything stupid away. We are in the driver's seat here with the away goal. As Costa knocks it down to Luka Jovic. Plays it out wide to Pavon. Cutting in. Not a good start. Diego Costa, however, is offside. It'll be interesting to see what they actually do with Luka Jovic. He's got crazy potential. Hopefully he doesn't realise it against us. Varane to Carvajal. Can he just go around the corner maybe? He's been closed down pretty well by Costa, but he does find Kroos. Kroos now inside to Kovacic. Good play from them. They get out of a bit of a bad situation there. Isco to Kroos. Beats his man. Lovely play from him. He plays it inside to Kovacic. Big season for Kovacic this will be. Playing it to Ronaldo. Dinks it out to Carvajal. Can he play it to Bale, who's in space? Nope, goes back to Kroos. Dinks it to Kovacic. We're playing well here. Morata and Bale, can he hit one? Goes back to Kroos. Slow build up. Has to ping it to the right back. Godin tries a tackle. It's a great reverse pass, and Isco with a beautiful finish. A great ball from Toni Kroos, and Isco has started the season brilliantly. I think he knows he needs a big season in that attacking midfield slot. So Kroos to deliver a free kick, get a goal here and I'll be laughing. And it's a penalty. Okay, not going to ask any questions about how that came about, but Ronaldo with a chance to make it 3-1 in aggregate and 2-0 here in the early stages of the game, and that should certainly see us, maybe not home and dry, but we should be in a very commanding position. So Ronaldo steps up against Oblak for 2-0. Keeper goes the wrong way. Lovely finish. Ronaldo's first of the season. He'd probably one of the best seasons of his career last year. He won all sorts of awards. He was the top goal scorer in the World Cup as well in the summer there. Had just a phenomenal season. After his season 1 being relatively quiet by his standards, he absolutely exploded season 2. But Atletico now trying to have a bit of a say as Kovacic nicks it from Jovic. Great ball to Kroos now. Kroos just has to play it to Isco and Kovacic, and here's the slow build up with that triangle round the corner from Kroos. Nope, he actually plays it out wide to Bale. Bale now, he's snoozing on the ball there, and Koke gets it to Pavon. Back to Koke, forward for Costa to chase, but Varane should beat him there, he does. Varane now to Kovacic, good ball. Kovacic, nice touch, plays it to Isco, and Kroos. Toni Kroos for Carvajal, dinks it to Isco. That's lovely play that is, but he loses it to Partey, which is not good. It's over the top for Jovic, who is going to use that pace, gets in and shoots, but it's easy enough for Hugo Lloris. A bit slack in the midfield giving the ball away. Playing well in general, but just losing the head for a couple of seconds and giving it away a few times. One goal and they're right back in it, so we have to be careful. Going pretty well so far though. Get to half time, I'd say at 2-0 I'll be delighted. Let's just tell them to tighten up just now, make sure we actually make it to half time. Minute of added time, and that's half time. 2-0. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm going to bring on, let's see who am I going to... I'm going to bring on Origi for Morata. And I'm going to bring on actually Xabi Alonso for Toni Kroos. Reintroduce him in a Madrid derby. Hopefully he'll get a big cheer from the home crowd. Oh, Pavon with a corner. That's not good news. Come on, get it away. Head it away from Costa. Isco's chasing. He's going to get this, you know. Can he find Origi though? Nope. He goes across field for Bale. Not a bad ball. Helped on to Carvajal. Come on, the break's still got legs in it. Carvajal, he's lost it to Pavon. The break's on the other way now. Costa coming forward. Come on, get the ball off him. Dinks it to Jovic. We haven't caught him offside, but Lloris with a great save. Brilliant. Paying back some of that 40 million already. Alonso to Ronaldo. He should have found Origi through the middle there. He finally does. Origi onside. There we go. Lloris makes a save. Origi makes a finish. And that'll be the tie over now. That'll be the Super Cup for Real Madrid. So I can actually make a couple of changes now. I'll wait until about the 60th minute. I'm going to bring on Piaka. Okay, hopefully we'll be 4 up by then. Isco to Xabi Alonso. Kovacic, a great game for Alonso to come in. Isco, great pass to Carvajal. Carvajal looking for the cross, headed away by Godin, should be picked up by Zika, it is. Here's Alonso now, Kovacic, good ball, Bale strikes, deflected, Origi, can he get another? Nope, Partey with a good challenge. He's actually played relatively well, that Partey, he's nicked it a few times. Heads are on now for Costa, who loses it to Ramos, good play there, Kovacic, Alonso, Isco, brilliant. What a ball by Isco, how does he see that pass? Bale across, and Origi. He won't score a simpler goal than that, as Piaka comes on for Ronaldo. Beautiful, 4-0. over Atletico Madrid. Great confidence builder that is. And we've battered them as well. 16-4 shot count, 17-4 now. 58% possession. Hopefully Lloris gets his clean sheet here as Varane enters the book, joining Zica and Ramos. 70 minutes gone, Kovacic to Alonso and Isco now. Isco to Kovacic. Great ball for Zica, but Gelson will get there before him. He has to play. Oh, and Bale nods it to Ronaldo. That is terrible play by Atletico. Trying to dink it in their own box. Bale nods it down. Hat-trick for Origi off the bench. I think we know who's going to start the first La Liga game of the season up front. He's kind of arguing against signing Lewandowski there, Origi is. And Piaka intercepting the ball there. Kovacic to Alonso. To Isco, who's had another great game. But he has lost it to Kranevitter, which isn't great. Godin now just lumps it to Costa, who's looking really isolated up there. I take it they've went one up. Yeah, they have, and they're playing one just in behind. Carvajal nicks it from Koke, who wasn't getting much help there at all, or Coke, however he was to say it. Oblak now. Out to Savic, and they just look devoid of ideas as Savic pings it forward. Trying to come down that left-hand side. Zica is already in the book, but he's just giving it up there. Gelson Martin's in, and Costa ruins Lloris's hat-trick, clean sheet. Disappointed. Still a great result, but I want Lloris to get that clean sheet. So Isco to deliver this. Can we make it even sweeter? Whipped in deep, Savic away. Koke picks it up now. Jadas, who I have no idea who that is. Gelson Martins forward to Diego Costa. Running at the defence. Varane just pinches it. Easy stuff. Carvajal to Alonso. He's lost it. Costa again. Beats one defender. But Carvajal nicks it, plays it to Piaka, which is nice. I'd like to see something from Piaka today, actually. Isco to Origi. And Alonso, can he pick a good pass? He does. Carvajal getting forward, lovely. Ball coming in here. Yep, deflecting. Bale helps it on. Piaka with a chance. And he's actually hit the ball off the back of Origi. Oh, a disappointment. I thought he was going to get it there. But no dice. I need to have a little look at that Jadas guy. I have no idea who that is. So Lemos playing it inside to Kranevitter. They really don't deserve a second goal, but Costa has found Gelson Martins, who dinks it back for Costa, who does score another goal. They definitely look like they're going to cause trouble to some teams. I mean, the guys coming down the wings and Diego Costa being in there with Luka Jovic for backup, they're definitely going to be a dangerous side. I just don't know what to do with my money now. I don't know if we buy anyone. I mean, Origi's looked an absolute beast today. The only problem is, players looked, in fact the whole team looked unbeatable last season until we hit the Champions League final, and then Manchester United just absolutely smashed us. So I really don't know what to do. And there's the whistle for the Super Cup. Easy stuff. Never going to be a problem with the Super Cup. Beautiful. Hazard available for 88 million. I don't think so. Had I not bought Piaka, I might have actually been tempted, but nah. So, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Next time out, we will be playing Las Palmas. Probably won't get to Levante because we've got the transfer window, but certainly play the Las Palmas game. We might do some transfer negotiations as well. We might play Levante, I don't know. I think we might actually. We might play Las Palmas and Levante, and then obviously we will have the gap before Eibar. But nonetheless, as I say, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode this time. By the time we come back for the Las Palmas game, we might have a new signing. But yeah, I'll see you then.